Yesterday morning I didn't come to puja, and Ajahn had given me permission to, or suggested that I not go or could miss it if I wanted to. I'd been fairly tired. And the first thought that arose in my mind is, oh, well, only he'll know that. And then I kind of thought, oh, that's not very good sense of pride carrying around like that. I'll miss puja, but it was just because I was given permission, but others don't know that. So, and then today I wasn't given permission, and then I surmised that somehow the volume on my alarm was too low, and the other one I actually didn't set it, but I didn't turn it on. So woke up at 5. Okay, I'll still try to make it after puja ends. And then I came in, and then Ajahn reminded me in the morning, didn't you just ask people not to come in late if they haven't entered the hall? I did do that. But anyway, we can have pride around things, and sometimes there's I think, unwholesome pride, which is something like, I'm not a person who misses puja. And then when we miss it, there's this embarrassment that can occur. And in fact, sometimes that's the motivation, is we don't want to disappoint the group. We want to show up on time. But there's also something that can be wholesome pride, and the Buddha encouraged that. And that was to really recognize the good things that we do in our lives and bring those up and think about them and reflect on them and know that these are good things that we're doing. So recently I was thinking about, how we take care of our kutis. And this is the Senasana Vata. And there can be a sense of coming in with our old habits into the monastery and how we kind of take care of our lives and everything. And recently my kuti has been a bit more disorganized than I prefer, and I really appreciate seeing my kuti when things are just put away well and things are clean and it's well swept. When that's not there, I can see from my own mind that things are amiss for myself, that things aren't in the right situation. If it gets messy for a day or two and it's not cleaned up and made neat and tidy, I can feel that in my own mind. So I think for, I don't know how long, it's been many, many years, I just won't leave the kuti without making the bed, or that would be like for others putting the bed away, but it's neat and tidy, it's kind of clean and well kept. And what kind of pride that brings up or wholesomeness is that when I come back, I feel, oh, there it is, this well-made bed, or the things are put away, or the bedding's put away, and it not just kind of thrown to one side of the room or just rolled up haphazardly and pushed away, but actually there's a sense of clear intention around keeping things neat. And that feels good, that feels very helpful. And the rest of the room can be like that, how we take care of, just looking after that things aren't laying around, or if we have anything on the floor, it's put away in a particular place, and we've folded our robes well, we've, everything is sort of dealt with in a way that is some thought put into it. We do the same with the outside of our kuti, the outside of our hut. We sweep around it and we take care, and when we come back and we see that, there's a feeling of goodness that can arise. And sometimes I will even bring up the thought like, oh, I'm doing this for my future self. So I can have metta for my future self. I can think of when I come back later and see this, I can say, oh, this will bring up a joyful feeling. And the opposite is true as well, that if we don't take care of ourselves and things are just strewn about and we just live like this, it's just like kind of living in squalor, and our minds are in squalor. Our minds are really just kind of in an animal realm, and things are just sort of scattered about and thrown around and dirty and not swept up but not clean. There's dust everywhere. And that's just the sense of our experience within how we're living. We're in our own minds. That's just how we're enacting our daily experience. Just untidy, unclean. And so it's really important to spend the time and do some work to get things back in order and to make that really a daily activity. It's understandable that at times if you have some major work project in your hut and things are not as you want them, that might be the case on a one-off. But then you take the time to put things back in order, to get things cleaned up, so that you can recognize that within your own self, that goodness that can arise, and you do feel that wholesome pride. So this is just an encouragement to look after ourselves, look after our dwellings, look after our robes, and to take care of our lives, because they are a reflection. Those activities are a reflection of really how we're doing.